Welcome back to Two Kernels and a Bucket, episode 3.
Number
Right?
3. Woo!
Number 3. Before we get into the movie, so my name is William Bergman. I'm a screenwriter, and my friend Garrett Daly, he's an actor, performer slash man of mystery. So be careful,
Ooh.
ladies. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the news. Kevin Bacon. Did you hear about the Kevin Bacon horror film?
No, I didn't.
I know, it just came out. It's kind of a breaking thing today. Him and his wife, Kara Sedgwick, made a horror comedy with their entire family, which I thought was really unique. Because I think their son has never been in a horror movie. He's a big horror fan. I know his daughter was in Smile, right? Smile.
Yep. This is the first Smile.
So they did a movie called Family Movie, and Jackie Earle's in it. So I thought that was kind of fun.
Okay.
It's about them making a horror movie and then finding a dead body on the set, them trying to hide the body. Looks pretty funny. I don't know. And let's talk about Lee and Cronin's The Mummy trailer that came out. Wasn't that pretty wild?
Wow. That was definitely it was a trailer. I don't know if I could say it was an actual mummy trailer, but
no.
The new Evil Dead movie looks great, you know.
Oh, was it Burn Evil Dead or something?
I don't even know at this point. There's what are we on? Burn, Fire.
I don't know.
Rise.
They're all burned. they're all burned by now, right?
Someone's getting burned. It's an Evil Dead movie.
Speaking of that, they just announced that Bruce Campbell has cancer, untreatable cancer. So blessings to him. Hopefully he's going to do well. One thing we didn't talk about last week was Mike Flanagan is also doing The Mist, I guess after he's done The Exorcist. So that is going to be a series. Also, have you heard about your favorite movie? I don't know why this comes back into every episode. 13 Ghosts is now going to be a series.
Oh, my
every
favorite
ghost
movie
is going to be one episode. Now that could work.
Actually interesting. I have not heard that, but that take could work really well.
Right? I thought so too. I mean, yeah. So look out for more CGI, right?
No, you mean look out for more AI. No, it's more AI, Bill. It's AI these days.
That is, yeah, that's true. What do we decipher AI from CGI now? It's all fun to me. That thing I sent you today was pretty funny, right?
Oh, I think it looks great. It's all
Jason
tools.
and Freddy as kids, as babies.
Why not? At this point, that's gonna happen someday.
And then Scream 7. You and I saw Scream 7 along with Dave.
We did.
And you know that it was horrible. That was my take on it. Yes. Horrible. After the first one, stay away from all of them.
That's okay, folks. That was probably most people's takes. That was horrible. That was quite awful.
It was absolutely atrocious. They should have just burned it on the. Too bad it's not actual film anymore. They can just throw away the signal from the theater.
Just delete it all. No, it's yeah. That series is done.
It's a. But it is a moneymaker, and also they're going to do a new version of The Fly. Have you heard that?
No, I did not hear that.
That came out. They're going to do another 20th Century Fox is going to be a new version of The Fly. It's going to be a sequel, which I don't understand how they can do that, but I'm interested.
Okay, sure,
right? With I mean, the second one was Eric Stoltz as his son. I thought people hated that, but I liked it.
It's not bad. It's
right.
I thought it was really underrated movie, folks. If you've not seen Fly 2, check it out. It's actually pretty good.
I thought so too, man. That's something definitely we can agree on. And then the ultimate passing of Robert Carradine, which Revenge of the Nerds is one of my favorite movies in the 80s. It's such a classic, underdog movie that really, really more people should watch.
So great.
And not take life so serious, folks. And this woke shit needs to go bye-bye. So if you're a woke fan, lose us. I don't want anything to do with it.
Bye. No, that's fine with me.
And then, okay, so then another thing I saw that was pretty neat. Did you see the Netflix trailer for Dinosaurs? Now, I know we're all dinosaured out, right? It's got Morgan Freeman as the narrator. It's on now on Netflix. But they had this killer-ass trailer, man. This they showed a shark like swimming above, like almost on the above the water or whatever. You know, he's swimming almost at the surface, and then you just see these huge mouth eat it like it's nothing. It's such a great. I mean, it makes you want to watch the show. Did you see the last Jurassic Park?
I did, unfortunately. I took my nephew, but it was his birthday, so I thought, what the hell? But he enjoyed it, but again, he's also 10. So, I mean, he's at the same age we were when we first pretty much saw those movies, or maybe I saw him a little bit younger. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was a little older than that. I was working at Fox. I was a cameraman at Fox. No, I was older than that, dude. What are you talking? We're different ages, man. We could tell. Come on.
all
Um,
right. Your screen's a
Millennial,
little blurry,
Gen
Bill. That's why
X.
I can't quite see
Millennial,
you.
Gen
No,
X.
your screen's a little blurry, Bill. I can't quite see your face. That's why. You look younger.
Oh, that's because I'm being erased from existence. Pretty soon I'll be just wiped, like Back to the Future. The picture will be just wiped out.
No, it's all that
So anyway,
AI.
yeah, it's all AI. We're not even here, guys. So the last Jurassic Park movie, I got to say, I saw it on a plane, and I can actually say I liked it better than I thought I was going to like it.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like Scarlett Johansson seems to be the winner in a lot of things now. Actually, The Exorcist, and I think she's got another property she's working on now, another big property that's already been done. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
That's great.
But yeah, let's see. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger at 79 years of God bless him age is coming back to the Predator series. And he's making a sequel to Commando. And he's coming back to the Conan series, I guess, as Conan's father or whatever.
King Conan.
You know what? God bless him, dude. 79 years old. He's always in shape. Guy went through a heart issue. He's always working out down Venice Beach. He's such a inspiration for a
Good
lot of
for
these
him,
people.
man. Go for it.
Dude, absolutely. I think he's got a Christmas movie coming out where he plays Santa. Like, he doesn't give a shit anymore.
No,
I
why?
mean, look at Stallone. He did Tulsa King, and he's great in it.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm waiting for Tyler Sheridan to give Arnold a show, though. But I think that's why Arnold's still competing with Stallone, even now.
Even in the
they
70s, there's still that fun, friendly, but
I love
it's
it,
with
and they're good
love
friends.
now. It's with love now. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great friends, which is great. Another thing we should also talk about real quick is the Jim Carrey incident. Did you hear about that?
I heard something to do with he's been cloned or something of that sort now, which I'm not even surprised. I mean, at this point.
Man. Yeah, yeah. All I got to say to that is you guys are idiots. Jim Carrey had work done. Let him get shit done. Who gives a shit? The guy's a genius. Okay? I'm sick of it. He's not cloned. There's no such thing as cloning.
You know what? The world we live in now, people just want to start shit. And unfortunately, that's just the world we live in.
Fucking stupid. And then we just released our first Night Screams.
Hey.
We released the scratch on our channel, which is getting more views than the house.
Hey, check it out, guys.
Yeah, check it out, please. And then pretty soon we're going to do a quick one, probably in the next week or two, whenever Garrett and I decide, because we're going to try to do 2 or 3 of these a month. We're trying. I know you're in the middle of doing stuff. I know. But yeah, we're going to be doing one with Dave McAdoo, who directed the scratch, and Mum's the Word, and talk a little bit about that, because we all worked on that as a kind of a team. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But that's later. Let's see. Okay, Garrett, it's all yours, man. This is your pick.
This is my
Garrett's
pick,
week,
folks.
And if you haven't guessed by the little blurbs I've been putting out about it, we are doing the movie
Leprechaun, folks.
Oh my God.
This is the film that inspired Bill to be a filmmaker, guys. And we're here to share it with you. Yes, Bill's very excited to be here and talk about this. Oh my gosh, where do we even start? Well, with anything, we have to start with the first film, which released in 1993 and was written and directed by Mark Jones, which I also want to add a little note on, who sadly, unfortunately, passed away, actually, back in January at the wonderful age of 73. May he rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wrote and directed this wonderful film, which we'll be talking about, which, of course, because of the month, we're living in, I'm wearing green. Bill's got a little green in there because he couldn't hold back.
Yeah, I got no green on because I don't support this movie. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good, man. This is a film that's like, you just look at it and wonder why. Because it came out at a time in the early 90s, and really horror was really kind of getting into the obscure, kind of goofy territory, and we had pretty much could tell by this film is when they hit the bottom of the barrel of monsters, and we're like, what do we got? And Mark Jones was like in 95, I think he wrote the script. He was like, I looked
Well,
at
no,
he looked
he
at the
didn't.
li
He wrote it in '85. The movie was released in '93.
No, I said he wrote in 85, yes.
Oh, 85. I thought you said
Yeah, no,
95. I'm
you're
sorry.
good.
It's my old Gen
No,
X.
sorry,
My
Terry, no.
Gen X hearing. Sorry.
That's right, he wrote it in 85 because he looked at the Lucky Charms box and was like, "There's something there."
Correct.
That's right, it was his first theatrical film he ever wrote and directed. It's actually also worked out great because it was Jennifer Aniston from Friends. This was her first film ever as a newbie.
Actually, it wasn't. It wasn't her first film.
It wasn't her first film, okay.
It was her first movie that did well. This was like Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, she was in 4 Things prior to this.
Okay, well, excuse me, folks.
Sorry,
Her
sorry,
first,
sorry, because that's the first thing I was going to say, and I'm like, really? Because I always thought, no, for all your purposes, I thought the same thing. So no disrespect.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, don't disrespect her, dude. You're all good. No, well, it was her first film that did well, and what couldn't do more well than a killer, murderous leprechaun? But also, it was also a huge thing because Warwick Davis, who after Willow had hit kind of a career slump, and this was his film that just got his career back on track. And you know what, guys? All I can say is this film, which the other films, which we'll get into later, it's a really dumb, fun film that I've enjoyed. Bill, did you watch it recently?
Unfortunately, I did.
Oh, wonderful.
So I got a couple weird things about this movie. One, I saw it in the theaters. Okay. This because the tagline was great. You're lucky. Your luck just ran out. The perfect tagline for a poster. It doesn't take itself too seriously. And it's very odd that you would choose Leprechaun because I was not looking forward to it. Movies that I've seen and I love to know the trivia, and that's where you and I get along, right? 92, I came out here before I actually moved out here to be a screenwriter. I was out looking for a production job. So I was about 5 years out of high school. I was going around to different companies, and I think it was the company Trimark that I just knocked on their door. I was like knock on my door with my resume like a stupid kid, Hey, can I have a job? And they were later acquired by Lionsgate. If anybody didn't know that, Trimark was making movies, really cheap movies back in the 80s. And the day that I knocked on their door, they were shooting Leprechaun. And I don't know, I saw some sets really quick, but I was actually there when they were shooting a scene from Leprechaun. So I thought that was very odd that you would choose Leprechaun. And that core memory came back out of nowhere.
Really?
And that was 1992. Yep. I swear on Holy Bible. Yep. I was there when they were shooting Leprechaun.
I never knew that. Do you know what scene it was? Do you have a kind of memory?
I have no idea. There was something. I saw the back of the Leprechaun because it was like, hey, you want to come? It was so quick, dude. So quick. The person was nice enough to show this dumb kid. So that was pretty neat. And yeah, I think that was it. That's my Leprechaun story. So yeah, pretty neat.
That's great. Man.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, Mark Jones, the late Mark Jones, did a lot of cartoon stuff, right? And he pushed the colors in this movie a lot. Of Warwick Davis thought this was going to be PG-13, so he was acting in it like it was a PG-13 movie. It wasn't until the success of like the movie Troll, right? Where they're like, we need a horror movie. Like, we need to up the gore. We need to up this. We need to up that. And by then, they had already done all this silly shit with Warwick Davis, just making it comedy. They kept pushing in it, right? So yeah, I always like to talk budget. $900,000 for make this movie, but that doesn't include marketing. The movie made $8.5 million.
Million
This is a
dollars.
success.
It was a huge
It was a
success.
success. It was a huge success. And then it did 15 million in VHS sales. And then once she hit it big on Friends, it rose up even more. So you can see why they kept making sequel after sequel after sequel. And I believe there's 9 sequels we'll talk about. 8 or 9.
Oh yeah.
The second one, real quick, went to theater, the rest went to video. Because you can see they were making all the money on video. Right? But go ahead. You want to talk about it? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. No, you're really right, because this was only the first 2 films got a theatrical release. And unfortunately, the second one didn't do that well, and then it was all just direct to video. But I mean, how do you even describe the sequels to this film? I mean, just to focus on this film alone, I mean, no, Warwick Davis really, he was so inspired by Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger. He was like, I'm gonna go campy and silly with it, because like, why not? I mean, the concept
Yeah.
alone is ridiculous, but it's like, why not? We're here, let's do it.
You can see a lot of little Freddy, like trying to be Freddy Krueger.
Oh,
there,
you see
like,
so
the
many of the
stupid lines.
Freddy-isms in this film, but it's great. But it works, because you can also just tell he is having a blast doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Funny you would say that. The movie tested so well. This was originally supposed to go to video. The original was the first one, and then it tested so well, they're like, oh shit, we got to up the horror. And then they released it, and it, like, look what it did, right? Trimark was later acquired by Lionsgate, the distributor, and it was like this indie genre film. An evil leprechaun goes on a killing spree. They were stretching out the ideas. You know what I mean? Like in horror, where do we do? Like, we got a dream guy, we got a camp guy, we got a it's like, what do we make that's new? So that's one of the reasons. And then Warwick Davis, like you said, he was in a career slump. I think he did Return of the Jedi first, and then like Warwick Davis lost a child, so that kind of brought him into kind of using that dark place to kind of get out of it and be like, okay, I want to be successful. I don't want to feel sorry for myself anymore. Even that's a horrible thing to go through. Yeah, go ahead, Garrett.
No, I was just gonna say, no, I mean, the things this man has gone through in his life. I know he lost his wife a few years ago. God rest her soul. And no, for him just to come out of that slump and keep going. And he's even said multiple times, like, he'd be up for another Leprechaun movie. He's at a point, he's like, he's just waiting for them to ask him. So
yeah, but I think it's kind of a money grab now, to be honest with you. But you know what? Legacy sequels
I mean,
are
everything's
big, right?
what isn't a money grab at this point?
I know.
It's all money grab.
If we could monetize this, it would be a money grab. So yeah, you mentioned that it was inspired by Lucky Charms. I thought that was kind of neat. He was eating a bowl of Lucky Charms, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna make a leprechaun killer." I thought that was pretty funny. Kind of a twist with the villain. He said he wanted to cross between Critters and Child's Play, something really small, which I bring to you. Okay. Now, before we talk about the movies, Leprechaun, if this dude walks up to you, no disrespect to small people or whatever you like to be called, little people, whatever. But if you're coming at me with a knife and you want to bite me, I'm kicking you across the field. No one ever kicked the son of a bitch in this whole movie. They tried, but he was always like, "Argh." It's like he always got to them.
Well, and what I will really say about the Leprechaun, specifically this horror character in general, is when he kills people, for the most part, unless you are actually after his gold, most of the people kind of have it coming, because they will either make a snarky comment to him or kick him or kick his little car and kind of piss him off. And it's like, then he goes on his killing spree. So in a weird way, it's like, you kind of get why he's about to murder these fucking people and tear them to pieces. He's one of the few slashers I was like, you kind of had it coming.
I think it's funny too. You mentioned that, the gore and stuff. You can actually see where it was kind of placed in there and it didn't fit. Right? I don't know about you, but as a screenwriter, I'm like, does that really fit? Or are they just going now? They're just stretching that scene to like, let's get this bloody this scene, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of awkward to me. Um, you mentioned that his little car, man. This thing drives more things than I've ever seen in any movie, a horror comedy. There was a let me. I wrote them down because I was so ashamed that I was watching it. Roller skates, a toy car, a car with a pitchfork that knocks a pickup truck over. This is a little leprechaun driving it. Uh, skateboard. Did I say skateboard? And a wheelchair.
And a wheelchair.
It just got too much after a while. I mean, like you could see it was just not taking itself seriously. That's what I'm saying. When you add the gory scenes to it, you don't believe they're non-believable. So you had a PG-13 movie and an R-rated movie kind of mashed together. Okay. Um, so yeah, you have all these crazy things he's driving, and it just I don't know, it just gets silly. When you add the gore into those, they just don't you know what I'm saying?
They don't really fit the vehicles, don't really make sense because you also understand, I mean, according to this dude's powers is that he can teleport. Why does he need all these videos? Like, how does he suddenly have all this knowledge of automation?
Yeah, no, right? That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't
It doesn't
just
make
doesn't make
sense.
okay. All right. Uh so okay, let's talk about what kills the leprechaun, which I thought was kind of interesting, but I always thought a four-leaf clover that touches him is basically his silver bullet or his like stake to the heart, like a vampire. So they put a four-leaf clover on him. He's done. He can't move. He can't do any of that shit. Right?
Going off this first film's logic of leprechaun weaknesses, I mean, I would have just had him be killed by the Lucky Charms and have that be his weakness. Because the four-leaf clover thing was like, wouldn't that actually fit more into his origin as a
Yeah.
leprechaun and give him powers? But sure, okay, silver bulb, that's what kills him, and he's scared of it. Like, okay.
That's what I was talking about. Like, you know, you got the four-leaf clover that is goes against him, but when he gets his pot of gold, he starts to get these powers. And the mythology, you weren't really seeing how he uses his powers or anything like that. It was really written awkwardly, right? Did you understand it? Like those powers that he had?
No, I don't think anybody understood it.
No.
Like literally the way I was saying with like he goes into the woodshed, drives out with a car that he made in like 10 seconds,
Yeah. Which makes no sense.
but he's still not at full power because he hasn't had his gold yet. You're like, wait, what? How do we? They just ripped this film as they were just probably shooting it. I'm almost willing to bet.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. We already said the movie Troll, the 1986 movie, definitely influenced it. The studio was not convinced on a horror comedy at all. So luckily to the filmmakers, they were able to add the gore and they released it to a theater. I don't think it would have been released to a theater unless they had the gore in it. Because the 80s was a hot time for gore. Well, I thought it was pretty interesting how they had two crazy credits in the movie. Do you know about the credits?
No.
So they had Dan Quayle, who was vice president at the time. He received a credit because he helped get Warwick Davis's work visa, so he could work. And the
Really?
other, yeah, and the other one was for George Lucas because he was under contract with him at the time. He had just finished Willow, and he was really under contract with George Lucas. Yeah, this was originally conceived as a straight horror film, which I would have liked to have seen it like that to see how it would have played. Because I always think of like leprechauns, like trolls underneath the bridge. I want to see something like that, something really scary, right? Another fun thing about a fun fact about it is Deep Roy. Deep Roy was the dude who played the Oompa Loompas in the Johnny Depp version of Willy Wonka.
Uh-huh.
He was one of the stunt doubles. So I think in the bear trap scene. Two things I want to mention. The shoes that Warwick Davis used helped him get into character. He credits the whole thing on the shoes, which I thought was kind of neat. Why did the leprechaun always want to shine shoes? Did you understand that?
From my leprechaun lore off the top of my head, Bill, I would say that's the thing. I don't know. I always thought shoes were like an elf thing or something like that, but I think it was just part of his lore, and it was a weird little interesting weakness that they use. It's just one of those old-timey lores.
Yeah, it was a weakness, but unfortunately, if you knew it was his weakness, like they did, because they threw him a shitload of shoes, and he stops harassing them, and he starts shining all the buckles on the shoes and the shoes. Just give him a shitload of shoes and get the hell out of there. It just didn't make sense. I don't know.
Well, I mean, with
Go
this
ahead.
particular cast of characters, I guess it kind of made sense because the one dude's leg was interested. You have the kid and Ozzy. So I was like, really? Jennifer Aniston was the only like logical person there who could actually like get in the car, go somewhere, go find the old man who knows how to kill this damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know there was some controversy about the people said that he changed the box from Lucky Charms to Lucky Clovers because there was some big pushback by was it General Mills who
I believe
owns
it's
Lucky
Kellogg.
Charm?
It's Kellogg.
Is it
I think
Kellogg's or
it was
General Mills?
Kellogg. They heard about it and they were like, no.
You hear different stories that it was that's false. Let's talk about the pogo stick scene. The kill.
Yes, the dreaded pogo stick to the poor coin shop owner.
So it's funny because the dude who was on the pogo stick, the little person, could only do it twice. They had to actually slow it down so it looks like he's bouncing up and down, which I thought was hilarious. Let's see what else I got
Well,
here.
there's actually a couple slowdown moments because when he's chasing Jennifer Aniston in the wheelchair later on in the hall, she actually had to slow down running because Warwick Davis was having trouble keeping up with her when she was going full speed. So they had to keep slowing it down.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
But back to the pogo stick. I mean, it's really interesting when you try to think about the kills in this. I mean, that's the only one that's really kind of the most over the top kill of the whole film is the pogo stick one because everything else is pretty. I mean, the cop, he just breaks his neck.
Yeah.
The old lady, he pretty much doesn't even do much. She just falls on her own in the beginning.
um
So I don't know. I mean, if you were writing this film, Bill, I mean, what is a good
I wouldn't.
kill you would come up for a leprechaun being?
You know what? First of all, I wouldn't say never. I would write anything to get work. I'm not stupid.
I know, but for this film in particular, what would you?
I would have to think about it. Maybe the coins are like, I don't know, like you would have to think about it. I always said I wouldn't turn anything down. I wouldn't turn down a Care Bears movie if they gave it to me. Trust me.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the coins actually, because the coins actually in the sequels become a little bit more ingrained in the story and end up getting more protective powers to the host. Should we get a little bit on those wonderful sequels?
Not yet. I got
Not
a couple
yet?
of things I
Oh,
want to talk.
okay.
Not yet, because first of all, you can talk all about them. I can tell you what they were, and I've never seen one of them. After this first one, after watching it again since I saw it in the theaters, I was like, never. I'm not watching number two. But I did do some research on them. Let me give you some more information about one again. See if you. Uh,
No, please hit me with it, Bill. I'm all ears.
let's see. I liked how the leprechaun threw its voice. You know, like you would think it's something else. I think there's some. You asked me how I would write the movie. There's something creepy about that. I think I would have played more on that. Um, these movies, especially the early 80s, late 70s, always featured somebody, a kid that's special in it. Like Ozzy's a special guy, right? Like Night of the Scarecrows had a sort of like a of mice and men, somebody who's special, right? A special person, special needs person. Um okay. So we talked about the leprechaun's powers, which make no sense to me how he got them. All of a sudden there's a rainbow, right? And Ozzy and the kid, who this kid is like an asshole to Ozzy until the end, right? Oh, I'm gonna go find the gold at the end of the rainbow. They find the gold. Why is the leprechaun providing the rainbow so they can get his gold? Is that just because
I
he's
always
automatically
interpreted it that it was more to like the leprechaun, the gold magic. That's something to do. I was like,
yeah,
oh, because the gold can be found by anybody, or that's how I always interpreted it.
yeah.
Like here it is. It's not just
Because
leprechaun.
why didn't the little bastard just keep himself? You know, his own shit. You know what I mean? I think you agree. I think it's something to do with the lore, right?
No, I would have definitely liked a little bit more of Old Man Grady, because and since he knew all the lore of this or his leprechaun lore, it's like I would have liked a few more scenes of him just to kind of get a bit more backstory, or at least
Yeah, it's funny.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say,
No,
or at
it's
least keep him around, so it's like we can get like a little bit lore every more movie. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is how it all works.
yeah, it's funny because him and his wife died in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and he's coming from his mother's funeral in Ireland, and you think he's bringing home her ashes, but he brings home gold. So we know what his priorities were in Ireland. Forget the mom. I'm going after the gold. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I still want to know what happened to her ashes afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good question. Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
curious to know.
the
Wait a minute.
no shit. Now, what if the mom was the leprechaun?
That could totally be. It could work.
You know what? That's a very good point because that's the first thing I thought of was like you got this nice vase and he pulls the coins out of the vase like, where the hell's mom? Right?
It ain't my mother's ashes. Well, that's great. But where is mom?
Let's see. I also think the reason they had him ride around on certain things that we've already talked about, his vehicles in the movie or whatever you want to say.
Sure.
I 100% is just to get him to a new location so we don't have to stay in the house. I mean, that's the only reason the son of a bitch is on different bikes and shit like that. Um, let's see.
But that's what I never understood. It's like the dude can teleport. It's like if this fucker can teleport in just anywhere he wants to go, why don't you just see? I think it'd be creepier if he's walking on the street and then suddenly he's behind you or here or there or there. Because it could be kind of a little bit creepier. And like he's riding a little toy bike down the street. It's like, okay.
It's just silly. The silly tone, and if they're going for that, I get it. But when you're turning it into a horror movie, even the movie that we talked about in episode 2, House, is silly in parts, but they had that horror tone, made sure they were plugging it
Plug it
in.
in, because what we talked about earlier, or what we talked about back in House, is that, yeah, there's the silly moments, but there are still a few legit kind of creepy moments in this film. There's the
Yeah,
opening, there's where he throws his voice, there's quite a few, even the phone scene, which is clearly a ripoff of Nightmare on Elm Street, with the little hand coming through.
yeah, yeah,
And I
and
was like,
that's
okay.
100%. Yeah, I had that in my notes too. It was like, okay, I didn't remember that scene, but I'm like, okay, no worries. Um, I mean, if they were going to rip off Nightmare on Elm Street, why didn't they have it as be his tongue instead of a hand?
Well, I think you had to,
Just
like, you don't wanna fully repeat yourself even though you're literally doing the same exact gimmick. Just it's a hand. Sure.
yeah,
Could have been his balls. I mean, it could have always been worse, Bill.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Especially if it's Jennifer Aniston or something, you're like, holy shit.
His Lucky
Jennifer just
Charms.
Jennifer just gave head to the phone. Um, but it's true.
It's true.
um, uh, so okay, so the problem I have with it is all these stupid things like I put 6 shots in the thing. The guy took clearly 5 shots. I counted them. He says 6. All right. I'm sorry, but I'm a stickler when it comes to a script. If I'm seeing it, it better be on the page that way, because that's some bullshit. I like the idea that Ozzy ate one of the gold pieces because he's didn't know any better. And then the leprechaun will only take all 100 back or he'll keep coming after you. That was the one thing I think they could have built that more, right? And it's in Ozzy's stomach. So now the leprechaun's going to go rip his stomach open and grab his piece of coin, grab his coin, right? Ozzy, sorry. I thought that was kind of neat.
No, I loved it actually. Or they did kind of go into that a little bit with the shop owner killing him with the coin. Okay, I'm getting all my coin. But I mean, look, he has 100 pieces of coin. I understand it's like, you can't just have so many people going off, and it's like you got to kind of keep it all together.
Yeah, 100%.
But it was also great because I feel like it gave Ozzy his great little hero moment at the whole point there at the end. It's the first time because I love you hearing him swear, like, don't drink beer and don't swear. And what's the first thing he does when he's trying to kill the kid is don't touch him, you little green son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And
So
it's great. I loved it. It's great.
I get it. And he's and I think the kid takes the slingshot and takes the 4-leaf clover and shoots it into his mouth. And then Leprechaun's like out of it or whatever, and they throw him down a well, right? Right? Something like that. Is that what happens?
Oh, how could you forget, Bill, the fuck you, Lucky Charms?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wrote that. Yeah. So that's why everybody believes that either it's General Mills or Kellogg's who owns Lucky Charms. That was their way of saying, screw you. You're not going to be a part of our movie. It was just a gag. And you're going to take your shit that seriously. We're going to say, fuck you, Lucky Charms.
It's going to affect our sales, and kids are still going to eat that. If anything, that would have made kids want to eat Lucky Charms more.
Yeah.
I get it. It was the early 90s. People still had that horror guise of horror movies that are evil for kids. And it's like, no, horror movies are fun. That's what they are. They're just fun, dumb fun.
Okay. With that said,
yes.
If you were to have to recast Leprechaun of today's audience, I don't care how you make it. I think if you make it a silly movie, it's not going to do well. I think you need balls to the wall horror now, unfortunately. Who would you recast?
I mean, I think with the most obvious choice, and I know a lot of people obviously would be Peter Dinklage. Game of Thrones, would he do it? I don't even know. He's kind of a little pretentious bitch, but I think, yeah.
He's a good actor, though.
Great actor. Great actor. Not saying anything on that, but no, just personality. No. But
no. You heard some bad stuff about him?
Well, I think he's one of the reasons that Snow White film flopped. He's not the only reason, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, that movie Snow White flopped because of the woke crowd bullshit. And also, Disney doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, and he was one of the reasons it was like dwarves. What were really? So that's why they got rid of the title dwarves, and they just called it Snow White because it's like, no, dude, because you didn't play a famous dwarf on the biggest show of all time for like almost 10 years and got an Emmy and money. So, but sure, we can't.
Yeah, no, I get it. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, another time. That's another topic.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But as far as
Yeah.
recast, I mean, how about for you? Is there anybody else or
You know what? If those guys were around today, the guys that did Time Bandits, I don't know if you ever seen a movie called Time Bandits.
I've heard of Time Bandits.
Oh, such a classic from the '80s. Any of those guys could have did that. I think there's one of them in it that was actually a stunt double. It was like two or three stunt doubles in this movie. But yeah, I would say one of those guys. And my guess would have been Pink. My pick would have been Peter Dinklage as well. But we all know Peter Dinklage wasn't even dressed up as the Toxic Avenger. He was the new Toxic Avenger came out. He wasn't even that guy. It was some girl playing Toxic Avenger. He wasn't even in the makeup.
He wasn't in the makeup?
No, that wasn't him at all.
No, seriously?
Yeah, no, nope.
Oh,
Did we see
so
that
that makes me not
together?
even like him
Did
even
we?
more.
Did we see that together? We
We
saw.
went to a screening of it before they were still working on the effects of it a couple years
That's
ago.
right. We went to a. Yeah, it was in post production,
Mhm.
and we went to. That's right. Okay, so I knew I saw it with you. I can't remember who I see shit with. That's the cool thing about living in LA is these movies you can go see for free that are not even done yet, and you give your your advice to a movie, and they go and they make the changes if they hear it enough. It's crazy. It's like we have the power. Like I saw Hereditary before it came out. I was the first one to see Hereditary. Um, my cousin was the first one to see Lethal Weapon, which I think that's pretty cool.
Wow.
So shout out to you, Missy. Um, so yeah, so okay, so your thoughts on the movie, on the closing thoughts on Leprechaun 1.
I will say, you know what? It's dumb fun. There is an enjoyment to this film for me beyond all the ridiculous schlock that it's a film that, yeah, I would watch again just for the sheer entertainment, just for Warwick Davis. It's not the greatest acting cast in the world, but you can tell, everyone's just having fun. There's just generic macho dude, asshole kid, special needs, but they all still, in a weird way, kind of work this cast, even though it's just typical generic characterizations of from movies back then. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's dumb fun. I don't know about you. What are your thoughts, Bill? How high is this on your rewatch level?
I will never watch it again. I no. This movie will cease to exist as far as I'm concerned. Never, ever, ever, ever again.
He's lying, folks. He's lying.
And knowing my luck, when I'm dead, my whole family's going to take copies of it and throw it all over me before they shut the casket.
You lucky Irish bastard. Only the best for you, Bill.
All the movies I ever hated in life are going to be thrown on me in the casket, and then I'm going to be locked in with them.
Oh my gosh. But now, in saying that, now are we ready to get to and discuss the
Hold on.
brief? Oh,
Hold on.
hold on, hold on.
I'll never watch it again, but I will say this: it's always about box office. Anybody that can get a movie made, get it funded, get it marketed, what all they have to do to get across the finish line, hats off to you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Seriously. I won't. I may be trashing movies here and there, but literally, you and we know how hard it is to get a movie made, right? I mean, I live it every day. I know the struggle that goes into it, the the this enthusiasm that you have on a project that it can just burn out really fast. So I've seen it. A project that Dave and I were working on that we talked about to you about that was supposed to happen with Mum's the Word, and it just burned away. It may come back, who knows? But it's disheartening. So hats off to them for that. It's just not my cup of tea.
It isn't, but even in saying that, folks, you know what though? Look, you're gonna have your setbacks, you're gonna have your challenges, you're gonna have your feeling like you never want to go on. But honestly, keep going because you just get back up because this industry, it's just about how tough your skin, just how life is. about how tough your skin is. So no, I would say, yeah, keep going, folks. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a hard road, but just do it. Do it.
It is. It is. And you've seen it. You're an actor. You've done a lot of films. So you've done a lot of extra work as well. If you performer during the day, I mean, you've done it. You
Yeah.
you've been there, and so
Yeah.
we can both agree with that, how hard it can be. Okay, you want to go into the sequels?
I
So
am, yeah,
just
ready.
just just so you know, 8 sequels and 1 short. So let's talk about
That's right.
Leprechaun. Leprechaun 2, released
Leopard
in the movies, did not do well.
did not even remotely do well, folks.
Probably made a lot of money on video though, a
I'm sure
lot.
it did, but yeah, this was. I mean, the credit to, I will say, with all these sequels, again, Warwick Davis is still just having a blast. Because without him, none of these damn films would ever even be somewhat. I mean, they're already harder to get through, and they get harder to get through if you have not seen the sequels. But yeah, this was the last film to get a theatrical release, and then it was all direct to video city after that.
So
And
in part, we should
mm,
mention that part 2, just a quick story rundown. He selects a bride. That's all you need to know.
yep,
Leprechaun selects a bride. Okay. Uh, Leprechaun 3. Leprechaun goes to Vegas. That's all you need to know. Just think all the horse shit that he did in 1 and 2 and 2, he's doing it in Vegas. So now he's in Sin City. Did you see Leprechaun when you were in Vegas?
did I watch it in Vegas for the experience? No, I wanted to enjoy my trip, Bill. So no, that was not going to happen with that film playing.
Oh, come on.
Nah,
You
dude.
didn't, you didn't dress up like Leprechaun and run down the strip? Come on. You know you did.
No, I'm surprised I haven't seen a Leprechaun once, but no, not yet.
He's coming for you tonight. He said they're magically delicious.
No, he's coming through you, Bill. That you're getting the dick phone, little Leprechaun dick through.
He's gonna be grabbing at your crotch tonight. Okay. So we've been to Vegas. Where is Leprechaun gonna go now? He's going to space.
What?
Wow. He
Space?
jumps aboard the National Space Shuttle and gets the fuck out of town.
Whoa!
Wow. Such a creative input on this team.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then
Oh my, but
after
Bill, where do you
oh,
go after space, which is already the creative dead hole of any series, when you've completely
really?
run out of ideas, or so you
Do you
think?
really want to know where we go, Garrett?
Oh, where do we go, Bill?
We go number 5. We go to the hood.
Yo,
we
we're
go to
going
the
to
hood.
Hood?
We go to the hood,
We're going to
homie.
Hood, yo?
And then, Garrett, after we've been to the hood for
Yes.
part 6, where do we go, Garrett?
Are we going back to the Hood?
We are going back to the hood. That's right. We're
Whoa.
going back to the hood.
Smoke that lucky
That's right.
weed.
Yeah, it gives new meaning to the word 4-leaf clover, right? You know, there's so many scenes in there where he's getting high. I was just like, this is so stupid. I didn't watch, I think I watched like a minute of it. I watched the scene that you sent me, and I was like, there's no way I'm watching this. No way. So after those, 5 sequels, and we've got 3 more and a short, we go to the 2014 version of Origins, which is basically about 2 backpackers in Ireland that discover that the lore is real. Scarier version, not starring Warwick Davis. They were trying to do something there. I think, is this the one we were talking about the other day about looks like Warwick Davis, but it's not?
No, that it will be the one after. This Origins, the
Okay.
interesting thing about this one is, this is
Did you see
kind
it?
of, the only ones I've seen are 1, 2, 3, Space.
That's way too much.
I tried 5 minutes of Hood. and I couldn't do it. My sanity. I didn't see Origins. I did see Returns though when we get to that one. But no, this is kind of what I feel like they wanted the original film to be, a darker, no real humor, gore. But the problem with this particular film and the actual Leprechaun is it's not a damn leprechaun. It looks more like a frickin' troll, little weird zombie thing, and you're like,
Mhm.
Okay, sure."
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but it certainly senses they were trying to go for the scarier, horror stuff. So then that was 2014. Another 4 years goes by, and then a direct sequel to part two. We go back to the well, right? There's a sorority school being built around where the well is or some shit. So he's going to try to hook up with chicks and babes. There's going to be a lot of TNA, right? You can see it coming. Pun intended.
There's gonna be a lot of 30-year-old teenagers, folks,
Yeah,
just so
yeah,
you should know.
exactly. Not Warwick Davis. Um, so tell us about that. You've seen that?
I saw it when it came out because, of course, it came out the same year of Halloween 2018, so it's like, "Hey, they're doing this, let's do our thing." Yes, they asked Warwick Davis to come back, I believe, but he was going through, I don't know if his wife had passed, but he was just going through some family stuff, so he declined to come back. So they got a new actor, who's a gentleman's name who I am blanking on his name right now, who does a Warwick Davis impression, and I've only seen it once, and look, he's not terrible, actually.
Yeah, I agree
The
with
guy
that.
who plays him, if you've seen it.
I saw the character. I think we looked at it the other day when we were seeing Scream. The dude definitely looks a little bit like Warwick Davis. They were definitely trying to rip that makeup off a little bit. Um, but go ahead. I didn't see it. Tell us about it.
So yeah, no, he's pretty much just a direct interpretation. Although they have a weird line, who actually, of course, we have is Ozzy returns. Believe it
Ozzy
or
returned in
he
Returns?
returns. That actor, the gentleman's name I'm blanking on, he returned in 2018. And since we're all about spoilers, he dies. He's the first one to die in the film. And mind you, they just up the gore in this thing big time, because he returns when he gets thirsty and drinks well water from the well water of the leprechaun. But of course, the gold coin, after 25 years, is still sitting in his stomach. And movie logic and magic, the leprechaun bursts out of his gut, intestines and all. And there's a weird line where he even looks in Ozzy's eyes and he looks at himself and he's like, "Oh, I've never looked better." And which was also felt weird to me. And when I watched it, because it was like, is that a dig at Warwick Davis for not coming back? I was like, that seems a little odd,
Well,
but
okay, so the scene with the guy who plays Ozzy, everybody, if you ever seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he's the guy that stole Pee-wee's bike, right?
Francis. Yes.
Yeah, Francis, right? We have a buddy at home that looks just like him. Shout out to you, Mike. You look just like him.
You
Swear
look
to
great.
God.
You look great, Mike.
Anyway,
Good.
uh, he's gonna kill me for that. But anyway, so he gets killed by the leprechaun in Returns, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know they brought Ozzy back. 2025, they did the beginning. Let's see.
No, I think 2018 was the last in the series they made.
The Revenge, a short that features Ozzy, who already died a couple years back, which makes no sense. Now, I think it's a 6-minute short, 6 or 10-minute short. And that's it. That's Leprechaun.
And that's the series, folks.
Oh.
Wha- I know. It's, you know what, if you're lucky enough to make it to the end of this rainbow, folks, you've got more patience than me and Bill combined, because
Yeah.
I did space. I did space. I stopped, and I even did returns, but I couldn't get past Hood. The Hood was enough for me.
It's yeah, I don't have any room I don't have room to first of all, I'm older, I don't wanna waste any of my time on earth watching that shit. If it's like, I'd go back and watch House again before I Leprechaun. Just I just there's certain movies I can't do. To be honest with you, Garrett, I was really, like, not wanting to do Leprechaun because 'cause I'm like,
I know.
"Ugh." But it is your pick, and I respect that. I also learn a little bit from you and the research about it, and, I can appreciate the love for it, for just the work and the art that goes into it, you know what I mean? I see that.
Well,
Um,
and I've said it before, I think this is an interesting series because this is really the bottom of the barrel. This is for Hollywood in the '90s when really ideas of what movie monsters, because Mark, Jones, he tried to, uh, replicate this thing, what he did is one another monster film just, like, 2 years later called Rumpelstiltskin with the same pretty much it was just a rehash of Leprechaun before.
and it looks the poster was a lot
The
scarier.
poster was creepier. I think he tried to go for the darker tone what he originally wanted to go for with Leprechaun, but I think it kinda, it was kind of a one-hit wonder. It just didn't do what the Leprechaun did, and then it kinda disappeared off into existence.
Well, Trimark was a really cool company before they were acquired by Lionsgate. Um, they made some really neat movies in the '80s that you're now discovering on Tubi, and so forth. Um, yeah, that's all I got.
I
That's
mean
all I got for Leprechaun.
would you say, Bill, growing up and seeing these movies in theaters, would you say it feel like after Leprechaun, because it was, like, right before Scream kinda rejuvenated slashers, this was kinda like were you ever just like, "Fuck, I guess we're done with, like, monster movies, at least, or, like, good ones, at least." It was like, "Really? Leprechaun?"
To be honest with you, when I saw Scream, I was like, I didn't like it. Um, I didn't like it at all because I thought it was, you're kind of being that meta thing about movies that I grew up with. Like, leave them alone. They're the founders of horror, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you ask somebody like my mom, she would say, Frankenstein, or, your mom would say Frankenstein, those type of monsters, because they're different age brackets, right?
Uh-huh.
And I respect that. But no, Leprechaun's never had a place, and only place it's had is it's silly and it's okay. There's never been anything like it. Troll. I never was a big Child's Play fan, even though I thought the first one was good, and then it just gets silly and silly and silly and silly. Um, yeah. Mm.
I can tell you really enjoyed this film, watching this, Bill.
I I did not, but out of respect for you, I did. And
Well,
there's Leprechaun fans out there that'll enjoy this. Um,
oh,
avoid the
yeah.
parts where I trash it.
There's always gonna be fans out there, and that's the thing. Like I said, Warwick Davis said he'd totally be up for another one. He's like, he would love to do actually, and he said he always had an idea for one with pirates, but studios, they're probably just gonna send me back to the hood for a third time.
Uh, Most likely, yeah, because that's where the video sales are at, right? Video sales. So get them
Very
back in the hood.
back in the hood. Well, now actually, one thing I will say, which is interesting, because this happened. This film almost had a versus film at one time. Right after the
Really?
success of Freddy versus Jason, all the studios, I guess, were brainstorming ideas, and one was actually Leprechaun versus Candyman. And even Tony Todd confirmed this in an interview, if you go and look it
That
up.
would be
I don't
silly
know
as
how the
shit.
logic of that would work with those 2 icons, but
No,
sure.
that's got silly written all over, and it
It
just doesn't
it
match.
doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, I mean, even Jason versus Freddy doesn't make sense, right? But if you like, oh, he's dreaming, like you can put him in that world. That's a stretch. But that was like Frankenstein versus, you know, Dracula.
That pretty much what that was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it worked for a modern audience. The next film we're going to do, and we're not going to tell you what it is yet, but we are getting away from horror for a while. I promise we'll get back into the horror.
Because honestly, we're just two guys who love talking movies. We want to
Yeah.
hear comments if you guys love talking movies too. Yeah, and we're all
Yeah.
here just to have fun and enjoy them.
Yeah. No, definitely. Please. I appreciate everything that everybody's been doing. Please like and subscribe. Just subscribe.
What's up, folks?
Yeah, get us to 20. We're at 18. Get us to 20 at least.
I promise we won't have Bill talk as much.
We're bummed because Garrett's not watching the movie before we do it, and he can't remember.
What are you talking about, sir? I don't know.
I didn't. I'll cut that out.
No, you're good, man.
I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and we appreciate everything. And you got anything else, Garrett?
I think that's all it for me, man. For the Luck of the Irish, I've said everything I've enjoyed about this film, and who all those are listening, thank you and enjoying this lovely podcast with me and this knucklehead over here to the left of me, right of me, whatever he is.
Anyway, if you do like and subscribe, Garrett will send you the shirt off his back, his green shirt.
Oh yeah.
So
unwashed.
Maybe you can see some. Maybe you could see some nipplage, folks, especially if you're a woman. Garrett's free.
Oh boy.
All right, that'll be it, man. Thank you very much, Garrett. You take care, brother. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Take care, folks.